Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Vlogmas Day 5, and today I thought I would make some Christmas cards and answer questions that you guys sent me on Instagram. I don't think I got that many questions, but that's okay. I'm still a very teeny tiny channel. So yeah, I'm gonna go through your Instagram questions and answer them, and I'm also gonna make some Christmas cards for my friends and family. I just went to the craft store the other day and I got some card making supplies. So I have envelopes and cards and some stickers. I also printed out some photos of me and Sean to put inside the Christmas cards. Here's one that I made the other day. This is the card, and then I put me and Sean on the inside. So yeah, I'm just making cards for my family pretty much, and Sean's family. But yeah, let's get started. I guess I'll start by answering the first question. Okay, someone said, favorite holiday foods and treats or any family tradition foods for Christmas dinner. My mom really likes to make ham for Christmas dinner. I should preface all this by saying that Sean and I are vegetarian. This is our second Christmas being vegetarian. I still eat shrimp, but that's pretty much it. And we try to eat vegan sometimes, not always. We're like working on that. But anyway, when I was a kid, my mom would always make ham for Christmas, and my dad really likes turkey. He doesn't like ham. He thinks ham is like a bizarre thing to eat for Christmas, which I disagree. But yeah, so sometimes my mom would make a turkey and a ham because my dad wanted that. Yeah, my mom, other than that, my mom pretty much just makes like the same stuff that she makes on Thanksgiving on Christmas. So that's what I always ate growing up. But this year, I don't know, Sean and I for Thanksgiving had like a fancy pasta. We made vegan bolognese pasta with Beyond beef, which we're using a lot as like a substitute. And so we didn't have like a traditional Thanksgiving dinner, but we had just like stuff that we wanted. Mashed potatoes are like one of my #1 favorite foods, so I was a little bummed that we didn't have mashed potatoes on Thanksgiving. So maybe we'll make mashed potatoes for Christmas. But I don't know, we've only been vegetarian for a little more than that tape is really loud. A little more than a year, so like we're still figuring out like good meals that we can eat, especially like special occasions meals. We might end up having pasta again, but I don't know. We haven't decided. We need to make a menu and then buy the ingredients and stuff. So all that is to say, my family did have traditional Christmas dinner when I was growing up, but now that it's me and Sean together, we don't eat meat, so we just kind of eat whatever we want. And I guess maybe I'll mention also like for Thanksgiving, because I feel like Thanksgiving is the beginning of holiday time. The past 2 years, so not this year, but the previous 2 Thanksgivings, Sean and I went to Montreal, Canada during Thanksgiving because we had a break from school, and that was really fun because neither of us honestly really like Thanksgiving very much. So it was nice to just like go somewhere else and like not really celebrate it because it's not that fun for us. But yeah, so this was our first Thanksgiving in the US, and I mean, it was fine. I really like going to Canada in the winter. I think it's a nice tradition. Like that was our tradition for the past few years. But this year, I mean, obviously COVID, you can't go. And you know what? It's like really, it's not the most pleasant time of year to go to Canada because it's so freaking cold. So I would like to go back like in the spring or summer sometime because we've only ever been in the winter. But yeah, that was our tradition. I'd like to make some new traditions with him this year. Okay, so this card, I'm just gonna do like some stripes with my little washi tape that I bought. So let's do the next question actually. Next question is, what's your favorite part about Christmas? I love buying people presents. That's one of my favorite parts about Christmas. I really love that feeling you get when you buy somebody like the perfect gift. So that's one of my favorite parts about Christmas. I love getting to see people that I don't always get to see. So like in normal times, for the past 2 years for Christmas, Sean and I went up to his family's house for Christmas Eve, and then we spent the night there, and then did Christmas morning with his parents and his family, and then on Christmas Day, we would drive to my parents' house, which is like a 2-hour drive, and then spend Christmas afternoon with them. So that has been really nice. That's probably what we would have done this year if everything was normal, but you know, y'all know it's not. So yeah, those are my favorite parts of Christmas. I think getting to see people and buying people presents. I love getting presents too, obviously, but I think buying people presents is a little more exciting. The next question was, do you have any Christmas traditions that you really love? Yes, my favorite Christmas tradition that I've been doing for probably at least 10 years, maybe longer than that, since I was a young teenager, maybe when I was like 12. My mom typically gets me and my sister some type of like bath bomb or body wash or like fancy bath thing as part of our Christmas presents. And so every year I take a bath on Christmas. I like you know how there's that awkward time in the afternoon, at least in my family, we do Christmas morning and then there's like a big like chunk of time where nothing's really going on because like we're cooking stuff, it's not ready to eat yet, and my mom likes to eat at like 4 p.m. on holidays. So there's that kind of like chunk of time in the afternoon where like nothing's really going on. So that is when every year I go up to the bathroom and I take a relaxing Christmas bath with whatever like bath fancy stuff I got for Christmas, which hopefully I will get to do this year, and then I can continue that tradition because that is honestly so relaxing. It's like it takes the perfect amount of time. It's super relaxing. I get to feel like I'm a kid like playing with my Christmas presents, but you know, it's a bath bomb. By the way, do you guys like my setup? I tried to make it cute. I have my candles burning. I have my little mug of tea that I have not drank yet. Oh, and the best part is I'm wearing my Dalmatian Christmas denim shirt. I found this at Goodwill a couple years ago. I found it in like July or something, like in the middle of the spring or summer, or like a time when like, why is this Christmas thing at Goodwill? I guess whoever donated to Goodwill was thinking, why is this thing in my house? It's the summer. But I bought this at Goodwill for like $3.99 a couple years ago, and it is so freaking adorable. It's little Dalmatians opening presents under the Christmas tree. How cute is that? And it's vintage. I love it. I love ugly Christmas sweaters. I've been wearing ugly Christmas sweaters every year for Christmas since I was like 13. There was this really cool vintage store in my town when I was a kid that sold ugly Christmas sweaters every year, and it was kind of like before the time that was like really popular. Like that was the first time I had ever heard of it, at least when I was young. And they had like hundreds of ugly Christmas sweaters that they would collect all year long. And then at Christmas, they would put them all out, and they were pretty expensive, but like they were the most dope Christmas sweaters ever. But yeah, I've been wearing Christmas sweaters for a long time. So like whenever I see the perfect ugly but cute sweater, I buy it. I really, really, really do not like this trend of like Old Navy making ugly Christmas sweaters, like manufactured ugly Christmas sweaters. Like I really hate that because I think that the best ones are the ones that are like the vintage ones where someone's grandma like bought it thinking that this was such a cute sweater to wear for real. That's what this is. That's why I like this one. Okay, let's answer the next question because a lot of what I just said was in no way related to any question. Someone said, how long do you leave up decorations after Christmas? That's a good question. It kind of depends on Sean, partially depends on Sean because Sean doesn't always like decorations being left up for a super long time, but I do. So we just like compromise on when to get rid of them. And number two, I think the main thing is like, when does the Christmas tree die? We have a real Christmas tree, so once it starts kind of like not doing so well anymore, we will take it down. And usually whenever we take the tree down, which is usually like, I don't know, sometime in mid-January, maybe like 2 weeks after Christmas or something, when we take the tree down usually is when we get rid of everything else. Not get rid of it, but you know, put it away for next year. Is this whole video gonna be me making just this one freaking card? Probably. Okay, next question is, do you have plans for any more tattoos? Yay, thank you for asking this. I really like talking about this or thinking about this question. So yes, I do. I have a lot of plans to get quite a few more tattoos, I would say. I don't have like a full picture of like everything that I want total and like just a list to check off, although I do have a few things on a list of stuff that I want. Probably my number one priority is that I really want to get like a wreath of laurel leaves around my neck. Mira Mariah, Girl New York, has that tattoo. Hers is hand poked, which is insane, and I really want something similar to that. She has one herself and she's done it on a lot of other people, so I want something like that that's unique to me. Probably not hand poked. I don't think I can sit through that, although that would be so amazing. But yeah, I want to get a wreath around my neck. I really want Mira to do it, but she is getting tougher and tougher and tougher to book with because she's so talented and she's becoming so popular. So I will try to book with her and get it. If I can't, I will very likely get it done by Mike Adams, who I've talked about before. He's one of my all-time favorite artists. I want to finish my tattooed arm, my sleeve, I guess you could say. Some ideas of what I want to put into my arm and the empty spaces. My dad has a tattoo that's like, you know, the American traditional style panther that's like kind of climbing up. Like usually people get it on their arm. I've also seen it as like a back piece of like a panther that's like climbing up and its head is to the side. My dad has that tattoo. He got it when he was 17. It is super faded, super ugly. It's just like a big black blob at this point, but I love it. That was my first introduction to tattoos, was that my dad had one. It's his only tattoo. And so I have a space on my arm, on my inner arm, that's like long and rectangular, basically the same exact shape as his tattoo. And so I thought it'd be really cool to get a jaguar crawling tattoo in that spot. But I think I would do it, I want to have it done by Mike Adams, and I would do it in Mike's style, not in the American traditional style, because I don't have any other American traditional tattoos. So I think that would be like, it just wouldn't fit. But I think having it done in Mike's style as a reference to my dad would be really cool. On that note, I want to get a tattoo for my mom as well, and I think I want to get morning glories, which is her favorite flower. She grows them every year in the backyard. So for that, I was thinking, I have this spot like kind of around my wrist that's uneven. So like here, I don't know if you can see here, my tattoo comes down really far, but then on the back of my wrist there's nothing. So I was thinking I would get them like going around my wrist, but have the flowers like right here, and then the rest of it be like vines, something like that. I want to get something little for my siblings. I was thinking maybe just getting like their first initial or something, like tucked somewhere into like a little empty spot as like a little filler piece. Cool. And I also want to get little tattoos for the cats. I've never had pets in my whole life because my parents are not into animals, but I really want to get a tattoo for each one of the cats. And my idea is that their names are Button and Coral, so I want to get a tattoo of like a little button, you know, like a circle with 4 little dots or something, and then a tattoo of like a little like ocean coral. So I thought that would be kind of a cool way to do my filler, is like do it around things and people that I love. So I think all of that stuff should complete my arm. I do want to get other tattoos. Like I have kind of a leg sleeve type thing started of all imagery that's from Shakespeare's plays. So I have 3 of those tattoos. They're medium size. So I want to get those finished. Like originally I was thinking I was going to do my entire leg as Shakespeare imagery, like in the same patchwork style that my arm is, but I don't know, I might end up just doing like the top half of my leg like that, or maybe my whole leg. I'm thinking about getting a portrait of Shakespeare on my leg, so that's in my mind for the future, I guess. What else? I mean, I have my whole other leg and arm that are empty, except I have one little tiny tattoo on my left arm. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to rush it. I don't want to rush into being tattooed just to be tattooed, but I am like nowhere near the point that I want to be at. Oh, I also want to do a patchwork situation on my back. Like, I don't want to do a back piece. I don't really want anything that large of a scale, but I have one tattoo on my back that's kind of like medium size in the middle of my upper back. And so I want to do like a patchwork of larger scale, but not like a back piece scale pieces on my back worked in with that. So yeah, I mean, I'll never tattoo my face. I probably will never tattoo the front of my throat. I do want to tattoo my hands at some point, like much later on. Yeah, I would like to tattoo the backs of my hands, maybe my knuckles, but I don't know. I don't really know what I would want there. And for that matter, I don't know what I want on my hands either, but I think that would be cool. So yeah, I mean, the short answer is like, yes, I want a lot more tattoos. Well, I finished this card finally. I think it's kind of cute. It's just literally washi tape going across it, but that's cute, right? That's pretty cute. Okay, this is my last question, unless someone sends one in before I finish. They said, what's your current style / aesthetic grail? Grail. Okay, I know grail has a meaning. So I guess they're asking like what's your ideal aesthetic maybe? So like what am I going toward with my fashion? That's an interesting question. This is something that I'll probably talk about more in another video maybe, but okay, so here's the situation. I've been into fashion my whole life. I love to experiment with stuff. Like I should find these photos or something, but there's some photos of me from like middle school and early high school, like where I would wear black and white striped tights to school with like a black skirt and then a black and white striped top and like a ripped off Barbie head on a hair bow in my hair. And like I was never quite emo or goth or like any particular thing because I have also been very girly and like, you know, into different aesthetics my whole life, but always interested, always playing, always doing something different. So it's been interesting to like never settle on one particular fashion sense. I never have my whole life. But the point is, I've been interested in fashion my whole life. I love doing that. I love fashion. I love thinking about fashion. I love looking at fashion. The problem that I run into now, which is the thing I might want to talk about in another video, is that I have a lot of trouble with my body image and my weight and my just like self-image and all that type of stuff, which makes it really difficult for me to experiment with clothes and fashion the way that I want to. So I'm not happy with my weight right now. I'm not really happy with how I look. And so even though I feel like I'm good at putting outfits together and envisioning something, like I don't feel comfortable wearing them right now, a lot of them, which sucks because like I think about it so much and like I want to do that. Yeah, I mean, all that is to say, like I'm really interested in fashion. I want to do more with it, but I think my body image is getting in the way. And I think the solution to that is a combination of just like getting over it and learning to love myself and like dealing with this with my therapist, which I'm starting to do now, which is not exactly what was asked, but that's kind of where I'm at with fashion right now. I did see that someone else sent me another question since I last looked, so let's answer that. They said, where do you get your house decoration ideas from? I appreciate that being asked because my house is something that I'm always working on, always improving, always changing. Like I feel like it's not very impressive, maybe because I look at it every day and I'm used to it, but let's see. I love thrift shopping. Almost everything in this house is thrifted and secondhand. So I get a lot of my inspiration from like just following different like vintage stores and thrift stores and stuff online and seeing like how they style things like for their sale space or their like retail space. I really like looking at that stuff and getting ideas from that. There's a couple of Instagram accounts that I follow who I really like, who I feel like decorate their homes in a way that I like. Some of them are like interior design-ish accounts that are more like fancy, and then some of them are just regular people that I follow. So honestly, Instagram, I feel like that's where everyone gets inspiration for everything nowadays. Okay guys, that was the last question that I got on Instagram. I actually got way more than I thought that I would, so thank you guys so much if you asked me a question. I really appreciate it. Here's my last card that I just finished. I'll probably make a couple more because I have a few that I need to send out to family and friends. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for sending me questions, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye guys!